Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the academic procession and the Chancellor.
I declare that the 615th Convocation of McMaster University for the conferring of degrees is now in session.
Please be seated. Good morning and welcome. I am very pleased to be here with you this morning. My name is Dr. Susan Tai, and I am Provost and Vice President Academic at McMaster University. I have the great pleasure of being your Master of Ceremonies this morning, and I'd like to welcome all the graduates and guests to this convocation ceremony. On behalf of the university, I would like to recognize and acknowledge that we meet today on the traditional territories of the Mississauga and Haudenosaunee nations, and within the lands protected by the Dish with One Spoon Wampum Agreement. We must remember that we all have a role in upholding the spirit of this agreement, which urged for a peaceful sharing of Earth's resources. We must also not forget that merely acknowledging our presence on these traditional lands is only a small step in our shared path towards reconciliation. I challenge you to consider how you can foster reconciliation among the many peoples that inhabit these lands. I would like to start today's proceedings by acknowledging some of the notable leaders that are sharing the stage with me this morning. Our Chancellor, Ms. Santee Smith, President and Vice Chancellor, Dr. David Farrar, Vice Provost Faculty, Dr. Kim Dye, Assistant Vice President and Chief Human Resources Officer, Ms. Wanda McKenna, Dean of the Faculty of Social Sciences, Dr. Jeremiah Hurley, Associate Deans, Directors, Chairs, faculty members, and honored guests. But before we get started, I would please ask all of you to turn off any electronic devices that you have with you. We don't want any unexpected beeps or calls during the ceremony. I would now like to call upon our Chancellor, Ms. Santee Smith, to deliver the Thanksgiving address and deliver her welcoming remarks.
Niawe. Sego, Sewaguego. Greetings, everyone. It's so nice to be here with you today. And I would like to say Watquiniwalado, welcome, honored guests, staff, faculty, friends, colleagues, and most importantly, graduands. This is a very exciting day. And before we begin, I would like to say the words before all else, also known as the Thanksgiving Address in the Gaingeha language, the Mohawk language. Se watahosios ne gat ne galiwesa, ne ona ne angali hohetste, ne ganawaladonsula. These are words of thanksgiving that aim to bring our hearts and minds together, to acknowledge, give thanks, affirm our interconnections and interdependencies, to cultivate compassion and kindness and recognize our responsibilities in sustaining and maintaining this delicate balance on earth, and to live in peace with all creation. Let us take this time also to acknowledge those who may be hurting, sick, or injured, that these words will bring them comfort as well. Daitiniwalaro ne ongwe su'a, eto na yontohage ne nagwat nagula. We give our greetings and gratitude to the people, our ancestors, our family, our friends, our future ancestors, all nations. So be it in our minds. Daitiniwalaro no yatinistoha johonjare, eto na yontohage ne nagwat nagula. We give our greetings to Mother Earth, for she provides us with everything that we need to survive and thrive. So be it in our minds. Daitinuwalaro ne gane galunya, eto na yontohage ne nagwat nagula. We give acknowledgement and gratitude towards the waters, from the oceans to the streams to the waters flowing in our bodies. Water is life. So be it in our minds. Daieti nu walado ne gong junk su'a, eto na yonto hage ne nagwat nagula. We give thanks to the fish life who help to purify the water and provide us with nourishment. So be it in our minds. Daieti nu walado ne yotunduni, eto na yonto hage ne nagwat nagula. We give greetings and gratitude to the plants, from the grasses to the medicines that help to purify and strengthen our bodies. So be it in our minds. Daieti nu walado ne o zit no wa su'a, eto na yonto hage ne nagwat nagula. We give thanks to the insect world who help to pollinate the plants. So be it in our minds. Daieti nu walado ne jonhekwa, eto na yonto hage ne nagwat nagula. We give our gratitude and acknowledgement to the plant life, to the sustenance foods. So be it in our minds. Daieti nu walado ne wa yariunta, eto na yonto hage ne nagwat nagula. We give our greetings to the fruit life who help to nourish our body. So be it in our minds. Daieti nu walado ne gon dirium, eto na yonto hage ne nagwat nagula. We give our gratitude and acknowledgement to the animals who many sacrifice their lives to help sustain us and who are our teachers. So be it in our minds. Daieti nu walado ne zi don onguam, eto na yonto hage ne nagwat nagula. We give greetings and acknowledgement to the birds whose beautiful singing uplift our spirit and bring peace and calm to our hearts. So be it in our minds. Daieti nu walado ne galunda ongua, eto na yonto hage ne nagwat nagula. We give acknowledgement to the trees. We cannot live without the oxygen that they provide us. The roots and sap provide medicine and cleansing for our bodies. So be it in our minds. Daieti nu walado ne zoer la warnier, eto na yonto hage ne nagwat nagula. We give acknowledgement and gratitude towards the circulating winds who travel the earth bringing new breath and new life. So be it in our minds. Daieti nu walado ne ladiwerlas, eto na yonto hage ne nagwat nagula. We give our acknowledgement to the grandfather thunderers who purify the air and awaken the earth and awaken us. So be it in our minds. Datsi tawanu walado ne anjangeni galakwa, eto na yonto hage ne nagwat nagula. We give greetings to our eldest brother's son, who appears consistently each morning to provide us with sunshine, protection, and sustenance for all living things. So be it in our minds. Daieti nu walado ne asatanega wat nirele, eto na yonto hage ne nagwat nagula. We give acknowledgement and gratitude towards our grandmother Moon for her powerful pull on our waters, her connection to women and birth. So be it in our minds. Daieti nu walado ne yo zi sto uarlunyo, eto na yonto hage ne nagwat nagula. We give greetings to the stars, to the cosmos, for providing us with guidance and direction. So be it in our minds. Daieti nu walado ne deyonkiyadadom, eto na yonto hage ne nagwat nagula. We give gratitude and acknowledgement to our protectors, our spiritual guardians who provide clarity of mind and peace in our hearts. So be it in our minds. Datsi dawanu walado ne sungwayan deso, eto na yonto hage ne nagwat nagula. We give greetings and gratitude to creation, the Great Spirit, the creative spiritual energy that lives everywhere, in everything, and in all of us. So be it in our minds. Da eto ni gawanage, da eto. And Yahweh, for listening to those words of thanksgiving, a very shortened version that I learned from Dehahande Miller. It aims to unify our minds and our hearts in a humble acknowledgement of the immensity of the creative universe, of which we as human beings are a very small part. It provides us with daily acknowledgement of our interdependence and our responsibilities in upholding balance with care and gratitude. And we are grateful today. We are grateful to be here today in acknowledgement and celebration of all of your achievements, especially through these challenging times. Let us take this time to honor the work that has been done, to honor all of the work, the families and the supports that have helped to bring the graduates to this very pinnacle moment in your life, a milestone achievement. You have achieved a great deal to get here, and you should be very proud of all of your work and your success and looking forward to what the future may bring. Congratulations to the class of 2022. Please enjoy the ceremony. Yawa.
Thank you, Chancellor Smith. I would now like to introduce the Dean of the Faculty of Social Sciences, Dr. Jeremiah Hurley, to make his own welcoming remarks, and then he will present the honorary doctorate recipient.
Thank you, Dr. Tai. Graduates, family, friends, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you on behalf of the Faculty of Social Sciences today to this convocation ceremony. It's wonderful to be here in person today, and we're grateful for your presence with us. To the families of the graduates, we know how proud you are of them and how important your support has been as they've pursued their studies, particularly during these challenging times. So congratulations to you. And to the graduates, let me emphasize how proud we are of you and of all of your notable accomplishments. One of the most gratifying aspects of being an educator is witnessing the transformation that takes place as students advance in their studies, gaining their skills, confidence, and experience that will serve as a foundation for lifelong learning. In the Faculty of Social Sciences, we pride ourselves on providing education with social purpose. And yes, these last 2 years have been a challenge, but we're confident that you've acquired the skills and the critical abilities needed both in your professional life and to make you the kind of engaged citizens that will foster a vibrant society dedicated to the well-being of our communities and each other. So congratulations, graduates. And you're going to hear that word a lot today, both at this ceremony and throughout the day. But I hope you won't tire of it, but rather let it prompt you to reflect on and be proud of yourselves and all that you have achieved in these last few years. Thank you, and again, congratulations. Chancellor Smith. By the authority of the Senate of McMaster University, I have the honor to present Pamela Appelt. Thank you. Pamela Appelt was born in Jamaica, attended West Indies College, and studied microbiology and biochemistry in England before moving to Canada in 1966. She was a researcher in medical biochemistry at McGill University before moving to Oakville, where she would build exceptional professional, artistic, and community leadership legacies. A former editor of Excellence magazine, she's an accomplished artist whose work has been exhibited across the United States, Jamaica, and Canada. In 1987, she became the first female Afro-Canadian to serve as a judge in the Court of Canadian Citizenship. Following her retirement, she was appointed as an adjudicator with the Custody Review Board and the Child and Family Services Review Board. The Government of Canada also appointed her to the Canada Pension Plan, and the Old Age Security Review Tribunal. A longtime community leader, Dr. Appelt has been an active volunteer with the Christian Women's Club, the Ontario Black History Society, the former Clark Institute of Psychiatry, and the Canadian Multiculturalism Council. She is a founding member of the Black Business and Professional Association, the Black Jewish Dialogue Program of B'nai B'rith, Canada, and the Harry Jerome Awards and Scholarship Fund. She has served on the boards of organizations including the United Way of Greater Toronto, the Community Foundation of Oakville, the Yi Hong Geriatric Center, and the Healthy Community Funders of Halton. She has been advisor to the president of Northern Caribbean University and a patron of the Project for the Advancement of Childhood Education and the Viola Desmond Awards at the Toronto Metropolitan University. Dr. Appelt has also been a member of the International Center for Human Rights and Democratic Development, the Harmony Movement of Canada, and the advisory board of the Institute of Public Policy and Religion in Washington, D.C. She has been vice chair of the Harbourfront Corporation in Toronto, served as a member of the Council of the Institute of Jamaica, and co-chaired the committee for the 50th anniversary celebration of Jamaica's independence in Canada. During the pandemic, she has also chaired the Community Advisory Group for a Sick Kids-led large-scale antibody testing and data collection study to understand the prevalence of COVID-19 infection in Black Canadian communities. Is co-executor of the estate of the iconic Canadian-Jamaican poet, folklorist, and entertainer, Louise Bennett Coverley, Dr. Appelt has helped bring the archives of, quote-unquote, Miss Lou to McMaster University's William Reddy Division of Archives and Research Collections. She has continued her McMaster involvement through initiatives such as the 2017 visit to campus by the First Lady of Jamaica, and is helping to establish McMaster's partnership with the National Library of Jamaica. Dr. Appelt has received an honorary degree from Northern Caribbean University and special recognition from the Athena Oakville and Friends of Ron Hubbard Society. In 2005, she was one of 4 Canadians featured on the official Black History Month poster. She has been included in Who's Who in Black Canada, listed as one of the 100 accomplished Black Canadian women, and named by Zoomer magazine as one of the 45 over 45 distinguished Canadians. She received the G. Raymond Chang Outstanding Volunteer Award, and the government of Jamaica named her as an officer of the Order of Distinction. Chancellor Smith, I ask that you add to that list of awards and honors by conferring upon Pamela Appelt the degree Doctor of Laws honoris causa.
Pamela Appelt, by the authority of McMaster University Senate, I have the great pleasure to confer upon you the degree Doctor of Law, honoris causa, in McMaster University with all the rights and privileges pertaining to that degree.
Okay, sign?
Yeah. I would now like to invite Dr. Appelt to deliver the convocation address.
Wow, what a morning. Chancellor Smith, President Farrar, members of the Platform Party, distinguished guests, and graduates of the Faculty of Social Sciences of McMaster University, I thank you. Thank you for this great honor of this honorary degree that you have bestowed on me. My relationship with this institution, McMaster, or MAC as it is known, began when I served as the co-executor of the estate of Jamaican poet, the Honorable Louise Bennett Coverley, best known as Miss Lou, who donated her Canadian archives to the Mills Library, where I know some of you have spent some hours studying and writing essays that got you here today. Being Jamaican-born myself, I would like to acknowledge the support of the library and the university librarian, Mrs. Vivian Lewis. For the Library of the University of the West Indies, the National Library of Jamaica, and the Jamaican Canadian Association of Toronto, this lady has gone beyond the call of duty. And please, if you decide to invite her into a discussion about Jamaica's history and culture, be prepared. She knows it all. My thanks and recognition also to my dear Paul Grossman and Professor Juliet Daniel for their support in my various community endeavors. I also like to gratefully acknowledge the support of McMaster in the publication of When Aki Meets Codfish, a book which highlighted the contributions of 250 Jamaicans to their adopted country of Canada on the occasion of the 50th anniversary of Jamaica's independence. And our dear Ambassador Seeley Monteith is here today, and she can attest to the support that we got then from McMaster University. You see, in convocating today, you are all the esteemed graduates of this truly great institution, McMaster University. McMaster is known across Canada and internationally for academic excellence, successful alumni, and perhaps most importantly, being an invaluable member of its local community here in Hamilton. And in this way, McMaster sets an example for universities nationally and around the world. And I have no doubt McMaster will continue to have a positive impact in this community. McMaster's stated values are integrity, quality, inclusiveness, and teamwork. And these values shine through in what this university do day after day, through its staff, its students, and graduates. The mission of McMaster is to advance human and society health and well-being, and its commitment to greater and creating a brighter world is especially evident here today. So how do we do that? As graduates now, how do you live up to the call and charge of this fine university to create a brighter world? But just wait a minute. Now, I know waiting is not in fashion these days in our fast-paced, instant TikTok society. But wait just a minute. President Farrar focused on the determination and resilience in our speeches that this graduation class has exhibited. And I know convocation speakers are supposed to keep it brief and counsel students to be the best they can be and strive for greatness and change the world. And these things are important, of course, but my advice to you, just wait a moment, just wait 1 minute. And why do I challenge you to wait just 1 minute? Well, these are the words of my granny, age-old wisdom passed down. You see, my granny in Jamaica, known as Miss Terry, was lucky to have had a field of land, and she had a few banana groves, and every day when the workers would pass by her house, My granny didn't have a lot, but she would say to the workers, "Wait just a minute." And while they waited, she would go into her house and get them something, sharing a glass of fresh lemonade, a hand of bananas, something extra to take home for dinner, or perhaps just a few mangoes or guineps for their kids. Wait just a minute for what? In all your careers and contributions and successes, always be sure to wait a minute just to give back, give more. You are all the hard-working recipients of a great honor and privilege here today. You are all now McMaster graduates. And my charge to you today forward is to take up the mantle of this fine university, to create a brighter world, and in doing so, be proud and be resilient and daring and have the courage to wait just a minute, also to be kind, generous, and giving. And this responsibility of McMaster graduates, as you continue to grow intellectually and take leaps of faith, always remember to wait a minute, to find ways to help people and your community. And in these days of rules and processes and risk management, don't err on the side of caution, err on the side of kindness. And I'm not talking about that greeting card sentimentality of kindness. You're now McMaster graduates, so capable of so much more. I'm talking about the deeper kindness that encourages from the heart, sits with people and holds in all their vulnerability and make thoughtful and helpful gestures of generosity, even when it's not easy, or we don't have a lot to give, or even when we may not be thanked. This is the deeper kindness of being our neighbor's keepers, being decent people, showing humanity and caring for people. Wait just a minute and think of how we can be these days in the spirit of my grandmother. Because, as Dr. Cornel West puts it, just as you have gone to university, a university has now gone through you. You have been given a special gift. You are a graduate of a Canadian university, and not just that, but McMaster. You're envied by many in Canada and around the world. Higher education, ladies and gentlemen, is an honor, not guaranteed, and as it comes with a certain amount of responsibility. As a retired judge and Miss Terry's granddaughter, I was always impressed, not just by rights, but with responsibilities, including the responsibility of being kind. What a pleasure it is for me to have my 10-year-old grandson, Aaron, with me today. Being mentors to the very young who are preparing to take our place in service to community is one of the greatest responsibilities we share as leaders. I pray that you will all recognize your capacity to be mentors to all young people with whom you interact, recognizing your role as models of these values, traditions, hopes, and dreams that we hold dear as a society and as one human family. Now, as the newest graduates of McMaster University, may you find success in all that you do. May you be daring and brave and take this world by its tail. And most of all, always remember to wait just 1 minute and find ways to err on the side of kindness. Wait just 1 minute, just 1 minute. Thank you.
Congratulations, Dr. Appelt. I would now like to welcome Dr. David Farrar, President and Vice Chancellor of McMaster University, to the podium to present the graduates to our Chancellor for admission to their degrees.
Will the graduands please stand? This is the best part. They turn the lights up and we can finally see you all. Madam Chancellor, on behalf of McMaster University Senate, I present to you these candidates and those in absentia in order that you may confer the appropriate degrees upon them, and I bear witness that they are worthy and suitable.
Graduands, by my authority and that of the McMaster University Senate, I have the great pleasure to admit those before me today and those in absentia to their individual degrees at McMaster University with all the rights and privileges pertaining to those degrees. My sincere congratulations to you all. Please be seated.
Graduates, I now ask each of you to join me on stage so the Chancellor and I may welcome you to the McMaster community of scholars. I would be delighted to shake your hand or bump fists or touch elbows or acknowledge your accomplishments without touching. Our Chancellor will acknowledge your accomplishments without touching. Congratulations.
Honoured guests, so that each graduate's name may be heard, it would be appreciated if during the presentation of the graduates, you would hold your collective applause to the end of each degree category. Thank you. Madam Chancellor, may I present to you the following graduates of the degree Doctor of Philosophy. Stephanie Hatzifiliatis. Diane Michelle Fierheller. Ruth Repchuk. Madam Chancellor, may I present to you the following graduates of the degree Master of Arts. Harneet Kaur Hoti. Matthew Joseph Finch. Madam Chancellor, may I present to you the following graduates of the degree Bachelor of Arts Honours. Ariana Margaret Acciarelli. Nolan James Patrick Ace. Oluwakemi Ifioluwa Edesina. Haya Ahmed. Fatima Ali Alachi. Awa Farouk Al-Maflahi. Mariam Amir. Mohammed Hassan Ansari. Namra Ansari. Jessica Kalina Aranyush. Janelle Justine Aristorenas. Andrea Bridget Arthofer. Abigail Evbu Asimota. Shiyu Bai. Victoria Banda Korea. Lydia Genevieve Batty. Cameron Celeste Bautista. Cameron Nancy Beers. Maya Margaret Bertola. Etinosa Victory Ibueko. Richard Joseph Bickham. Alicia Beardy. Rachel Lily Brick. Renelle Sienna Briggs. Adriana Mary Catherine Brown. Benjamin Alexander Brown. Mackenzie Ann Brownlee. Lauren Rose Anna Brusese. Yelena Bukva. Isra Iman But. Morgan Diana Cayley. Anastasia Kate Campbell. Jordan Carrier. Christopher Daniel Casali. Kenya Cassidy. Aisha Chaheen. Alicia Victoria Chappell. Xinyang Cheng. Zachary Justin Kiodi. Michaela Ann Chufreda. Sarah Rose Tsoka. Courtney Karen Janet Como. Augusta Yuta Cooper. Kayla Marie Melanie Cormier. Dyson Douglas Valentin Coulson. Lauren Madison Cully. Caitlin Alicia Tsukan. Owen Michael Kernew. Lena D'Ambrosio. Natalie Daniels. Brooklyn Louise Dillon. Mariam Deno. Maria Di Giacomo. Melissa Douglas. Serena Lillian Dula. Helena Duran Chit. Saif Eldin El Malawi. Alia Sameh El Sayed. Obatima Lehin Jochebed Faluro. Douglas Edward John Fitter. Lucy Meredith Fleming. Shannon Furter. Xavier Chehan Fu. Amanda Rose Galimberti. Grace Victoria Joan Gatt. Anastasia Gaikolova. Ashley Elsie Gibb. Harleen Kaur Gill. Natasha Sarah Glore. Zalina Ann Gobin. Era Godage. Heather Elizabeth Goldsworthy. Jana Griffoyen. Aya Hamid. Molly Bryn Anslow Harris. Sage Louise Buchanan Hartman. Chiara Mackenzie Huffman. Alexa Marie Hines. Tia Farhan Ifram. Nazaha Iqbal. Victoria Ann Puls Iro. Raisa Natasha Yadvaji. Rita Jaho. Muna Jamba. Kiara Jones. Shiyu Joseph. Yandira Amelia Jacqueline Kavanata Lade. Julia Lauren Kay. Lexi Sarah Kay. Natasha Kempnich. Mackenzie Victoria Kerfoot. Anam Khan. Hira Khan. Jaden Samad Khan. Rifa Khan. David Edward Kirkham. Crystal Amanda Kruckenmeyer. Alicia Kumar. Samaya Omaya Qureshi. Bryce Gillian Lawrence. Marie Carol Louise Leonardo. Rianne Brooke Leslie. Zinan Lin. Ho Kwan Justin Liu. Raima Emmanuel Lloyd. Bayla Crystal Lovejoy. Carly Elizabeth Lukathich. Rayanne Allison MacDonald. Michelle Mahoney. Angelina Maria Malatesta. Amal Malik. Mahira Malik. Owen Robert Marlowe. Hanur Manku. Chanel Roseanne Aletha Marceline. Janessa Lynn Gracie Marinelli. Angelo Marmaleo. Savannah Claire Marshall. Madison Jennifer Matthews. Dana Joanne Leanne McCauley. Angus William Mackay. Laura Ann McKenna. Katerina Anna Meli. Claudia Elizabeth Meneguzzi. Joel Marino. Jared Alexander Throssell Meyrink. Amanda Adele Marie Minardi. Riley Nicole Mitchell. Sabria Lari Mitrovica. Brianna Alexandra Montecalvo. Emma Murdoch. Rafai Nadim. Cheska Nicole Ng. Sabrina Nguyen. Brianna Rose Juliana Nudo. Kenda Emily Offinger. Odetola Victoria Olobuni. Alexia Ofalanian. Brooke Lynn Amelia Orgil. Nadra Abdul Malik Osman. Cassie Lee Osmond. Anjana Padmakandam. Zoya Pal. Sofia Isabel Palmer Florido. Rocco Panetta. Rahul Pathak. Brittany Helen Paul. Emily Pause. Grace Judith Pierce. Marissa Adelita Eunice Pendley. Jewel Pheasant Dumont. Raylene Haley Pierce. Rebecca Pillai. Colin John Patrick Powell. Mackenzie Rose Priamo. Marcella Rahim. Jovel Jade Reed. Vanessa Joy Richards. Sabrina Maria Rodriguez. Ashley Rodriguez. Sarah Xiao Shan Rottenberg. Aksa Salam. Jordan Salehi. Simran Samra. Erica Lynn Santodonato. Sydney Michelle Savage. David Paul Schoenholz. Annabella Sarina Sekanian. Tavian Shand. Yu Meng Shi. Marin Audrey Shield. Talula Elsa Yeda Shin. Amna Eman Siddiqui. Leslie Yvette Silva. Serena Kathleen Irene Singh. Anna Corina Skandalakis. Nathaniel Alexander Slotboom. Jules Smadar. Peter Francis Snyder. Erica Nicole Spatafora. Catriona Elizabeth Stewart. Hannah Stillwell. Scott Ovid Sommels. Claudia Maria Sidor. Nitika Talwa. Chloe Tang. Cheyenne Catherine Tekuma. Emily Isabella Tabit. Talia Tatiana Thompson. Ava Marie Tomaro. Chelsea Isabel Panya Torregoso. Laura Torres Camacho. Rod Isaac Stephen Alkan Uy. Erica Danielle van den Bos. Michaela Faith Feldman. Annika Marie Volonte. Georgia Hildegard Wayland Walker. Rachel Marie Walker. Leah Danielle Walsh. Olivia Renee Walters. Sophia Elizabeth Walkentin. Chloe Lynn Watson. Khadija Amani Williams. Natalie Elizabeth Joyce Williamson. Jeanette Chi Yan Wong. Abelina Mariam Zaya. Nicole Annie Zamrij. Grace Louise Zavoris. Ruyao Zhao. Yulin Zhu.
Madam Chancellor, may I present to you the following graduates of the degree Bachelor of Social Work Honors. Lisa Catherine Brown. Juliana Krupi. Brenna Inglis. Julia Ann Kokovi. Jennifer Lay. Maya Shamsi McMillan. Lauren Mary McKinnon. Cleopatra Chido Madziba. Elisa Franca Mayone. Julie Martin. Sarah McLaughlin. Krista Leanne Michaels. Michaela Faith Morrison. Jenny Pham. Laura Ann Portner. Janani Ponraja. Kimberly Ann Ritchie. Elizabeth Says. Joshua Thomas Sebastian. Samantha Ashley Stratton. Shane Torres. Seara Watton Sumrit. Rachel Kiara Wickham. Amuna Rachel Wolf. Vicky Aisha Kukua Yankee. Madam Chancellor, may I present to you the following graduates of the degree Bachelor of Social Work. Marston Nicol Council. Angelica Esposito. Samantha Elise Florin. Kayla Marie Gonsalves Roca. Misty Isabel Lewis. Alana May. Tegan Duran Mavis Miller. Stephanie Milliken. Myrna Ragheb. Queen Namaka Uwaifo. Josie Miriam Valles. Wen King Wang.
Madam Chancellor, may I present to you the following graduates of the degree Bachelor of Arts. Rashed Abu Shera. Alma Al-Hendi. Eileen Amirvar. Hayden Mackenzie Amis. London Reeve Angelis. Kareem Basiri. Caitlin Mandy Bergin. Pierce Bourgeois. Megan Calder. Matthew Edward Cicero. Antonio Luigi Cirillo. Berlin Yu Dan. Avery Ray Emhoff. Alisa Danielle Ennis. Nathan Garba. Leila Halwagi. Zara Harun. Grace Amelia Heinbecker. Crystal Amanda Yanchar. Kiana Margarita Johnson Portillo. Mike Jonathan. Sarah Jamal Kanan. Taylor Austin Kellum. Tyler Jordan Kendall. Chi Wai Lu Lau. Hannah Lee. Jessica Ann Lockwood. Jessica Ellen Morinci. Akira Kevin Moria. Sarah Muller. Ashima Nanra. Kunjit Kaur Panesar. Veronica Nicole Peters. Haya Kate Padolina Razon. Chad Joseph Roglic. Tanvin Sidhu. Ivona Katerina Simic. Dylan Walter Somerville. Alexis Stanwyck. Issa Wall. Mary Miao Yuan Zhang.
Well, let's give one more round of applause for our graduates. Woo! Woo! Now, I would like to introduce Mr. Angelo Marmolejo, a graduate of the degree Honors Bachelor of Arts in Social Psychology, who will be delivering the valedictorian address.
Welcome, welcome. Hello, everyone. So, I'm excited to get started today, so yeah. Good morning, Chancellor Santee Smith, President Dr. David Farrar, Provost Dr. Susan Teague, Dean Dr. Jeremiah Hurley, Stage Party, visiting representatives, faculty and staff members, friends and families of graduates, and the class of 2022 social science graduates to your convocation. I want to congratulate our graduating class for being here and working hard, not only throughout our undergraduate years, but also during the once-in-a-lifetime challenges associated with a global pandemic. It has been a long time coming, and we have finally reached this point in our lives as McMaster Martyrs, where we fly out of the academic nest and into the world of opportunity and change. We would not be here today without the support of the people and communities that we've interacted with during our time here at McMaster. Whether that is our family, by the way, gracias mami, papi, and abuela, Salsa and Elizabeth, por estar aquí para mí, te quiero mucho. Our friends who motivate us in our social and academic lives, whether that is studying until 5 a.m. in the morning, going at the thrift shop, or just recording ourselves into doing the next TikTok trend. Finally, our instructors and community members who help educate us about the opportunities for growth, change, and allow ourselves to apply ourselves to make a positive impact in the world. Thank you, everyone, for helping us throughout our time here. To be frank, I was terrified that I wouldn't fit in here at McMaster as I went through a rough period before coming here. I was terrified when I realized that I'd be entering a new chapter of my life by myself. You may have felt the same way too, whether you had friends or not. You are likely also a bit terrified about coming to university and transitioning into a new chapter in your life. Yet, I've had an epiphany when I got here. I realized that because I had a blank slate coming to McMaster, this is where I could really get myself out there and try and make as many diverse and unique connections as possible. Whether that is chatting like a maniac in the group chats, being an info broker for my peers, or just participating in clubs, events, and societies, all in the name of getting out there and connecting with others. As someone who is terrified coming here, I've learned to take it one step at a time to help to get out there for others and for myself. Like being a Welcome rep for 3 years to help incoming students feel safer and calmer coming to McMaster. I also worked in the Student Success Center to find important resources and tools to help marginalized students break through equity barriers of employment and education, especially as someone as myself who is part of the LGBTQ and Latin community. These are some of the few things I've done here at my time at McMaster, and if you're wondering why, or why I even engage in these communities here at McMaster, I did this to make connections and to help others achieve similar connections so that they can grow into the best versions of themselves. When you do something like this, your world begins to expand as you take in all the different perspectives, lives, and stories of others. By connecting with others, our horizons expanded, and we not only started to grow into our best selves, but also help others start that process as well. These connections and experiences I've had here at McMaster have shaped me into the person that I am today and into the valedictorian that is representing our graduating class. I came to McMaster alone and afraid, and through my commitment to others, I am now here confident and connected. Speaking of growth and change, we are now yet at another exciting and terrifying time, the end of our time at McMaster, and it is quite symbolic that it is happening during spring, a time of growth and change, especially as a McMaster student. We will go through periods of difficulty, where we will lose opportunities such as not getting the job we wanted, or we lose connections such as our loved ones and those who separate from us. And even when everything starts to go well, we're afraid that we're imposters and that we're not as good as everyone else. Yet that is not the case. You are here now today receiving your undergraduate degree, a degree you've earned over the past few years of your life. Being here is a culmination of all your hard work, experiences, and connections here at McMaster. You are worthy of this. No matter what path you take or what decisions you make, you will grow, and growing isn't something to be afraid of. We get to choose our future in life, and I won't lie, that's exciting. We are expected to be contributing members of society where we will try to make an impact to our world. Yet, that is not only what life is about. It is about experiencing life to the fullest, connecting with others, such as our friends, our families, our communities, to find opportunities in the world, to bring change, or to allow ourselves to grow by self-reflecting about who we are as people and as McMaster graduates. We study the human condition, our societies, and our cultures through theories, and we've seen it act out in practice through our experiences by volunteering, studying, and working with our communities. It is important to remember that the best part of all of this is being able to decide what we get to do with our lives. It is a world of possibilities, and it is exciting. To end it off, to our graduating class, be the wind of change that blows the seeds of opportunity into the sky and into the ground, where they will grow and produce a brighter world. Thank you, and congratulations to our graduating class of 2022.
Thank you, Angelo. May I again call upon Dr. David Farrar, our president, who will present the President's Award for Outstanding Contributions in Teaching and Learning and Excellence in Student Leadership.
The President's Award for Outstanding Contributions in Teaching and Learning is granted to those educators who, through innovation and commitment, have significantly enhanced the quality of their students' learning experience. It is my pleasure to present the President's Award for Outstanding Contributions to Teaching and Learning to Dr. Vanessa Watt. Congratulations, Dr. Watt. I get to do the real with people like that. Congratulations, Vanessa. I encourage you to look in your programs and see all the incredible things that Dr. Watt has done. I would now like to invite Ms. Sage Hartman to please come forward. The President's Award for Excellence in Student Leadership acknowledges the contributions made by students who play a significant role in improving and developing the intellectual, social, and cultural fabric of McMaster's community. It is my pleasure to present the President's Award for Excellence in Student Leadership to Sage Hartman. Congratulations. We'll be taking pictures.
Congratulations, Dr. Watts and Sage. May I now introduce Ms. Kanisha Boani, a graduate from the Bachelor of Arts Honors Class of 2013 and a representative of McMaster's Alumni Association. Kanisha will now deliver the alumni address.
Good morning. Good morning, Chancellor Smith, President Farrar, award recipients, honorees, faculty, fellow alumni, guests, and our outstanding McMaster class of 2022 graduates. My name is Kanisha Boahini, and it is an honor to be here with you today, especially as a proud 2013 MAC alumnus from the Department of Political Science. As you sit among your peers and loved ones today, it might be difficult to imagine how quickly time has passed throughout the course of your post-secondary career. It was not long ago that you were selecting your courses, choosing your place of residence, studying for your first exam, and maybe even wrestling with the thought of where this chapter would take you. But now that you have arrived at this incredible milestone, I hope you can look back with pride at all of the steps that it took to earn this incredible achievement. When you think back to all of the long nights that turned into early mornings, I hope you can celebrate the strength that it took to complete that essay that might have felt like it would never end. When you think of the personal challenges that you may have been forced to overcome to be here today, and all the ways that the pandemic transformed your learning experience, I hope you can celebrate that even when you were tested, you were never defeated, and as a result, you are now standing tall in the light of your achievements. In the midst of the trials and the triumphs, I hope you will hold on to the moments that shaped you to be the graduate and the person that you are today. The student organizations you joined, the classmates that you studied with and learned from, the friendships that you made, the TAs and professors who became your mentors and your cheerleaders, and all the lessons that you learned along the way. These are all the key details of the story that you have written during your time at McMaster. Most of all, I hope you can say that through this journey, you surprised yourself and accomplished more than you ever thought possible. I believe these last 4 years have birthed something extremely special and unique in each of you. The ability to adapt to change, to pivot, and develop an unshakable determination to succeed has surely equipped you to walk boldly into your next chapter. But even as you prepare to take those next steps, I urge you to relish in the gift that is the present. We live in a society that can often feel like a race to the finish line, constantly running to the next big thing with little opportunity to fully reflect and cherish all that is in the here and now. Chase your dreams and use your passions to become the change makers that I know that you are, but don't ever forget to stop and look at how far you've come. Be intentional about taking opportunities to celebrate progress, growth, and all of the small wins in between, because those are just as important as the big ones. There is no doubt that your futures are incredibly bright. As social science graduates, you have a powerful knowledge and a unique skill set that our world desperately needs more than ever, and is waiting for you to release uniquely into each of your respective fields. Although you may no longer be a full-time student, the McMaster Alumni Association is still here to be your support system. As new graduates, you have officially become members of MAC 10, which offers resources, events, and various programs to all alumni in the first 10 years after graduation. Whether you need assistance finding your first job, navigating the next steps of your career, or looking for discounted rates on home and auto insurance, consider us to be an extension of the McMaster experience that will continue to live on even beyond today. We also encourage you to stay connected with our McMaster community through all of our alumni events, networking opportunities, mentorships, and programs that you can access online from anywhere in the world. All you have to do is keep your contact information up to date on your alumni profile, and we'll make sure that you receive all the necessary invitations to whatever activities are taking place in your community. When you leave here today, we truly hope that a piece of McMaster will follow you wherever you go, because just as we hope that you have gained so much from your time here, please know that you have all equally left your mark on our campus as well. To our McMaster class of 2022, congratulations on your convocation, and welcome to the McMaster Alumni Association of Family. Thank you.
Thank you, Kenesha. May I invite our President and Vice Chancellor, Dr. David Farrar, back to the podium to deliver the President's address.
Chancellor Smith, distinguished guests, award winners, faculty, members of the McMaster community, members of the McMaster University graduating class of 2022, friends and family. It's really good to see you here today in person and not in a small square on a small screen. For more than 2 years, we have had an unwelcome guest in our lives, a global pandemic that has reminded us of how fragile our lives really are and how much we need to be together. Members of the graduating class, for 2 years, you have worked through the isolation, disruption, and possibly health challenges and personal losses created by COVID-19. In spite of the formidable conditions, you have completed your degree, you persisted. So let me congratulate each and every one of you on your ability to adapt, to thrive, and to succeed. As you graduate from McMaster today, you have an opportunity to choose a vision for your future and a vision for our planet. The question is, what will you do with that choice, that freedom, that power? Undoubtedly, the last 2 years have given you the opportunity to reflect on what really matters and what your next steps could be. Today, we find ourselves facing not only an ongoing global pandemic, but a world with an alarming decline in the strength of our democratic institutions, an acceleration in the negative impacts of climate change, an increasingly wide gap in wealth between classes, and the possibility of widening war in Eastern Europe. The challenges seem so great, sometimes we can be overwhelmed by a feeling of powerlessness. What can we do as individuals to take on these significant questions to make a difference? Many of the speakers, in fact, all of the speakers this morning have talked on this idea and have spoken to it, but let me offer 2 small examples of what people have done. 50 years ago, a young social worker from Philadelphia, concerned about hunger and food insecurity that she was seeing in the low-income neighborhoods where she was working, published a small paperback book called Diet for a Small Planet. I was an undergraduate student when this was published 50 years ago. This was an original copy. Frances Moore-Lepay's argument was that universal access to healthy and sustainable diets would provide a global springboard for a better environment, more functional democracies, stronger economies, and increased social justice. Moore-Lepay was not a vegetarian, but it seemed obvious to her that growing plants for consumption was more cost-effective and eco-conscious than raising animals for food. The book reflected her deep concern about our small, interconnected planet and that it was failing in its responsibility to meet the fundamental needs of people to have enough healthy food. The connection between healthy food and strong democracies may seem obvious today, but at the time of Diet for a Small Planet, it was considered radical and dangerous. Moore-Lepay's ideas and arguments were attacked by the large food processing companies, by agribusinesses, and by the meatpacking industry. At the same time, her vision was influencing a new generation of farmers and cooks and restaurateurs. The farm-to-table movement, community-supported agriculture, more sustainable farming, and organic farming can all be traced back to the revolutionary vision contained in this small paperback. It sold millions of copies and has recently been reissued in its 50th anniversary. It was a vision of hope and possibilities, and it called for the courage to act individually and together. Let me give you one more really small Canadian example. A few years ago, Canada's largest bakery created a sustainability team to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and divert waste from landfill. One of the company's suppliers raised the question of the small plastic bread tags. Could they be replaced with something more sustainable? These bread tags seem so small that most people don't even think about them, but the company knew that if you laid all of these plastic tags side by side, in the course of 1 year, they would go from Vancouver to St. John's, Newfoundland, and back. That's a lot of single-use plastics, and it actually took considerable trial and error. They couldn't compromise on the quality of the bread packaging, or they'd just create more food waste. Eventually, they came up with a bread tag made out of 100% recyclable cardboard that is both itself recyclable and compostable. This month, they have transitioned to fully using these new cardboard tags. A small change, but a huge difference. So what will you do with your McMaster degree? Maybe your passion will be global warming, or maybe it will be inequity or social justice or medicine or health or technology. But given the pace of change, it might well involve some challenge that nobody has even imagined. So how do you prepare for that? Look back over your years at McMaster, and I hope you'll see the answer. You prepare by being curious, by being resilient, collaborative, ambitious, and determined, by challenging assumptions and by focusing on facts, and by making courageous choices. I encourage you, as you celebrate this important milestone, to take some time to think about your contributions to a better, brighter world. Whatever your area of study, McMaster has equipped you with the tools to solve critical problems and to make a significant positive impact on our communities. I'm confident that you will take the experience and insight of living through this pandemic, and from that, you will create a world worth having. And finally, when you receive your diploma today, it has been mentioned that you're the only name on that, but I suspect that there are many people who helped you to get to this day of graduation. So I hope you'll take some time to thank all of those people in your life who've helped you get here. The end of your studies and the granting of your degree may feel like you're crossing a finish line, but you're actually just beginning. I wish you the very best on your journey. Welcome to the worldwide community of McMaster alumni.
Thank you, Dr. Farrar. May I invite our Chancellor, Ms. Santee Smith, back to the podium to deliver her closing remarks.
Yoyanale. Yoyanale in Gaingeha translates to something like, good job, well done. I want everybody to say it. Yo, yan, le. Let's all together. Yoyanale. Woo, amazing. Congratulations to the class of 2022. It was a treat to see everybody walk across the stage, and I hope you felt seen, and your accomplishments at this time will go with you into the future. I remember my convocation very well many years ago as an alumna, and I welcome you to the McMaster alumni family. As Ms. Kenesha eloquently said, you are all now graduates and a part of this community to return to research, to continue your friendships and collaborations. And I hope you do that. Angelo, Sage, and Dr. Vanessa Watts, Yoyanale. Congratulations on all your achievements. President Dr. Farrar, you've given us a lot to think about, and I hope those words that were spoken and all the wonderful words that were spoken today will continue with you as you move forward and you also make wise choices for the betterment of our community and society. My very best wishes to you all in the future. In closing, following the ceremony, I encourage all of the graduates and guests to make their way to the mezzanine level, where a number of photo opportunities have been set up in and outside the Great Hall. I would now ask that you please remain standing at your seats until the academic procession and the graduates have left the great hall, this hall. Please join now in the singing of the national anthem, and after the singing of the anthem, this convocation stands adjourned. Nyaweng.